Today I will explain in a simple way how to configure a strategy to use this triangulation tool. Remember that this triangulation tool works with the Binance exchange. It obtains 3 cryptocurrencies crosses, which when executed, in the end, leave us a benefit. To start with the strategy, with the configuration, we must have a database of cryptocurrencies. For that I take into account the volume. Cryptocurrencies with a lot of volume, possibly not so many opportunities. This is an opportunity that is coming out at this moment with the BUSD, and we would be accumulating that value. To have the base of cryptocurrency data, I go to a program where I see the volume, where I can get data on the volume, and then with the Binance platform, we can do it. Being here on the Binance platform, initially I like to choose the cryptocurrencies that have crossings with BUSD. I look for BUSD because with Binance there is a promotion. Every currency that has BUSD, if the order enters the order book, they do not charge you commission, they do not charge us commission. Obviously this is a value, an incentive, an added value because it gives us more profit, more profitability. As I said before, if I choose cryptocurrencies that have a lot of volume, like the best known, Bitcoin, Ethereum, well in this case Luna, I see that it is recovering. Those currencies, as they have so much liquidity, they may not give us. So many triangulation opportunities, and if it gives us it is very fast in milliseconds and suddenly we can't click. You have to remember that this tool is not 100% automatic. It is semi-automatic and it gives you the signal of when those 3 currency crosses appear that can give us this profitability, and what we do is click on it and the tool already organizes the orders according to its consecutive form. Going back to the question of volume, a lot of volume can give us few opportunities, and on the contrary if we see currency crosses with little volume, as there is a great differential between the purchase and sale price, they will generate many opportunities with a very high profit, but with the risk that those operations may not enter as quickly. Here what we need is that the operations enter as quickly as possible to have that profitability at the end. Usually I start looking for cryptocurrencies with a volume above 5 million, more or less in this range. Upwards I start looking for up to a top of 10 million. What do I see when I analyze a cross of this? So for example, we chose this currency crossing. In a 5-minute chart we see that the Japanese candles are formed normally, that there are no those jumps, there are no those gaps. This type of currency crossing is the one that catches my attention. If, for example, let's go to a case of coins that have little volume, we choose this as an example. If you notice the big difference, the Japanese candles here have those gaps or those jumps. There are moments in which there is no negotiation, which is when the candles have a doji, that is, when there is no price, there is no movement. This type of currency crossing does not attract my attention to do triangulation because it has little liquidity. So there is the contrast between a lot of liquidity and little liquidity. For that we go to a medium term. After choosing the 30 crosses, they are related here. I choose those 30 or less, not necessarily have to be 30. I choose those 30 crypto coins. I relate them here and the system already begins to look for operations with crosses of these coins, obviously with Bitcoin, with USDT, with BUSD, with Ethereum and with coins with fiat money. By already having that configuration or having that database, We go to the question of what currency you want to accumulate, or it can be USB, USDT, VUSD, or Bitcoin. These three are the main ones. I can use, let's say, fiat money combinations when marking it here. If you notice that an example here comes out of a cross with euros, and the opportunity is much greater because some of those cryptocurrencies or some of these crosses the liquidity is very low. So that is the risk. Usually I don't do it. Obviously, whoever likes to have high profitability can do it. But possibly the orders take a while to enter. It can also be done with cross with Ethereum. Well, here there is no opportunity with cross Ethereum, but I also have it separated. Why? Because I have noticed that the same thing happens. Some currencies that cross with Ethereum have little liquidity, and that, as I said before, many times it damages the style of each one. So I prefer to separate them. So that whoever wants to do it with Ethereum does it, and whoever does not do it. The main ones, as I said, are these three. Depending on the balance of the currency with which I want to accumulate, I mark it. If I only want to work with BUSD, I only mark BUSD, and he will look for opportunities with BUSD. In the part below, I already put what is my amount to invest in each triangulation. I remind you that everything is based on USDT. I put 30 USDT, he brings me those 30 how much equals BUSD and how much equals Bitcoin. In this way, for me it is much easier to do it than suddenly looking for units, more than everything in Bitcoin. To know how many units I will need in Bitcoin, I do it here, and automatically he converts me to those units. Obviously the commission with which it is being worked on. We have to remember that if we have BNB in Binance, the commission charge decreases. So I recommend having BNB, and for that I have this alert that is here. This alert, how does it work? When my BNB equivalent to this amount of USDT that I have placed are located below, an alert appears. This can be modified. For example, I'm going to put $100 equivalent in BNB. Would be this amount. As I do not have $100 in BNB, this alert appears. It means that I have to enter more. If my threshold is $100 in the case, as I am only going to use it for commission, my threshold is not so high, I put it at $10, and in that way I know that I have BNB. When this already places me in red, I have to buy or convert coins to BNB. And here the profit also depends on the style of each one. I like to work with profits, let's say, a little bit, medium high. Not reaching 1%, but yes, close to 0.50, 0.40. Logical. When more profit, less opportunities. Less profit, more opportunities. If I lower it here, don't let more opportunities come out below what I need. I like to work with a profile above 0.40, that is my profile. Opportunities appear, I know that this one will give me a little more, and you have to be watching because this is triangulation. You have to remember that each order is consecutive to the next one after having assembled what is the database and well configured to the style of each one. These values, these records that are here. We can start. Do our operations. In future videos I will bring a slide of the strategy with which it will start today. They are going to choose cryptocurrencies, which I am going to share which cryptocurrencies are going to be chosen to start this strategy, and I'm going to take a slide to show you either weekly or maybe daily. Let's look. Show real results of what this tool can give.